Violence flared in some French cities, including Lyon, Nantes, where some police and protesters clashed. There were also some scuffles in Paris, where tens of thousands of people joined a rally, including teachers, students and health workers, all fed up with French President Emmanuel Macron's policies they say pander to the rich and ignore poorer people.
They say there is no money for our future, but they seem to have money for defense and the army, just nothing at all for public health. While we make constant sacrifices, they line the pockets of the wealthy.
Trade unions called for a nationwide strike in response to the French government's planned budget cuts and freeze on social spending. The majority of pharmacies shut, many schools closed, and some transport services were disrupted.
It's complicated in France financially and with the state. Even globally, things are so bleak that you reach a point where everyone's frustrated.
This is the second major strike and protest since the new Prime Minister was appointed more than a week ago. It is clear that Sébastien Lecornu is under pressure. While social tensions simmer, Lecornu has yet to name a new government, one that could survive long enough to pass a budget this year in a divided parliament where left-wing and far-right politicians are pushing for change.
We maintain that it is necessary to return to the polls, either through a dissolution or via the resignation of the president.
Lecornu has made a few concessions to unions, rolling back on cutting 2 public holidays and reducing some privileges for former prime ministers. A mere smokescreen, say demonstrators, who say only grander gestures will extinguish their discontent.
Incluso personas mayores estamos indignados por la inseguridad, delincuencia, sicariato. Podemos ver por acá, por favor, una cantidad inmensa de policías, bastante policías acá son únicamente para intimidar, para reprimir, pero cuando se les pide que salgan a cuidar al ciudadano de pie para sicariato, para la delincuencia, ninguno se aparece.
Y hay menos democracia que antes, cada vez es peor, cada día se siente eso, de seguridad, las leyes que están sacando, los negocios que están cerrando, por el miedo, por la extorsión. Eso, que no tienen nada de credibilidad, ni siquiera tienen la aprobación de la gente. Es un congreso nulo, y es lo que está haciendo toda la desastre en este país.
Luke 21:8 in the Amplified Bible. He said, "Be careful and see to it that you are not misled. For many will come in my name, appropriating for themselves the name Messiah, which belongs to me alone, saying, I am he, and the time is near. Do not follow them. When you hear of wars and disturbances, civil unrest, revolts, uprisings, do not panic, for these things must take place first, but the end will not come immediately." We give all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the tabernacle of David, the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And these are major events that we're experiencing. And you got these deceived Christians that think that, you know, they can predict the actual date, you know, that our Lord is going to, appear, and there's going to be some type of rapture where they're going to just get caught up into a cloud and not have to witness and undergo the many trials that's going to come during this tribulation period. It shows you that, they don't have any discernment, and a lot of them don't know the scriptures. If they truly understood the scriptures, then they would know how to measure the times as it is written. We see in these major events and these different signs that are taking effect in the earth, these are all indicators. That's how we're measuring the time. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra 9 real quick. And this is not going to be a long video. This is actually, I'm probably going to cut it right after I get this verse. This 2nd Ezra 9:1, it says, "He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself." And a lot of these idiots that's talking about September 23rd, which is today. I'm on my lunch break right now. All right, and everybody is, everybody's at work, business as usual. Ain't nobody talking about or even thinking about that. All right, these Christians thinking that they're gonna somehow mysteriously get beamed up somewhere, and they're gonna leave this earth, and they're gonna be praying for people that's left behind and whatnot. Y'all have no idea what the scriptures is talking about. It said, "Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that at this very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made." All right, and we're in that time. All right, it's going to be a lot of wonders, a lot of strange signs. All right, all type of different world events that's going to be taking place right before our eyes. And your eyes got to be open, and you got to be watching and paying attention, not being distracted. Because that's what this devil is doing on the left-hand side. He's constantly bombarding the people with major distractions. It says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world," and that's what you saw in the opening clips. It's happening worldwide. All right, because, the powers that be, they're an evil force, and you got a lot of these world leaders that are puppets for these globalists, these higher ups. And now you got all these bad conditions that people are suffering, and they're voicing their disapproval. So this is what you're seeing is uprisings of the people worldwide. All right, they're not happy. That's why when we get in the kingdom, when the true children of Israel are back in the land, the people are going to rejoice. But right now, the wicked beareth rule, and that's why you see people in mourning. It says, "Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works, and endings, and effects, and signs." All right, and these are the things that the Lord left for us to be attentive to watch, so that we don't be taken like a thief in the night. It says, "And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby you have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in the land, or in my land, and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning." And that's the Lord's chosen, who he chose before the foundation of the world. All right, they're going to be preserved, and they're going to make it through the tribulation. They're going to be the ones that's going to come out of this great tribulation in white robes, because they confessed the name of the Father and his only begotten Son, and we're not ashamed of the gospel. All right, so yeah, man, we're in those times. So stay alert, like the scriptures say. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. So with that, Call Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Till the next one, Shalom.